Hi, this is Daniela Wolf with Bestie Life, the podcast, and this is your community to support you through the little and not so little events that make up your day-to-day life. From the I've got this moments to the I just can't moments. We are here to empower all women to find and develop the skills they need to find peace, balance, and the bliss in their busy. Through solo episodes as well as interviews with amazing women who share their journey and their story and how it works for you. I hope you find the inspirations to make you laugh, think, as well as maybe rethink what you thought you knew, and connect as we realize that we are all living similar ups and downs and don't have to do it alone. So excited for you to hear this episode, and thanks so much for joining me today. Hi, this is Daniela with Bestie Life, the podcast, and today I'm excited to dive into this micro episode with you to talk about something that I've not only experienced personally, but I see online a lot of times when we're trying to juggle all of our responsibilities between being business owners, nurturing our families, maintaining our personal well-being. And I don't know about you, but I've ended up wearing so many hats at different times, doing all the things. I've seen some funny reels from business owners online showing that they're everything from the admin to the sales teams to the janitor. And I think this can happen in our personal lives as well. We take on a lot of that invisible load of managing our households, managing our families, managing everyone else's calendars in addition to our own. And I don't know if we always recognize how doing these things, even if we love them or whether we don't love them, having so many tabs open, having so many things going on our plate can absolutely contribute to burnout, can contribute to feeling like we can't do this anymore, like we've got too much on our plate. And so being able to not only recognize when this is happening to us is crucial, as well as in this episode, I want to provide some practical steps and strategies, not only to help keep it at bay, but I want to share how collaboration and support can be huge game changers on this journey. So let's dive in. The first topic I want to talk about is time. Time is one of those things that it can be really hard to find that delicate balance between our work life and our personal life. But recognizing what we need in each area at different seasons, in different months, different days, different weeks, is so important, even if it's not always easy to do. And so for me personally, I know my goal was always to at least try and have productive days while honoring my role both as a mom and an entrepreneur and a partner and all those types of things. But productive didn't always need to mean busy. And I think a lot of times, I have a previous episode that talks about this, we confuse busy and productive. Productive sometimes meant doing less, maybe only doing one or two things in each of those roles was sometimes more productive than having my days stacked with things, as well as making sure I had time during those days for the things I wanted to do. The importance of carving out me time among all of our commitments can easily get forgotten, but as you know, I always say self-care is not a luxury. It's a non-negotiable part of my daily routine and hopefully your daily routine as well. One way I'm able to do this, and I always emphasize, creating a plan or a schedule that reflects those priorities is so important when it comes to being able to stick to those things we say, not only that we're going to do, but that we want to do. So having that dedicated time for work tasks, for family tasks, as well as for me tasks and the things I wanted to do was part of how they absolutely happened that way. Because not only did I see my schedule, but I could share that schedule. And so everybody else knew when I was available and what kind of time I had. And one of the things I always say, it's about the quality over the quantity. So the quality of the tasks that you're prioritizing, as well as the quality of the self-care that you're taking over how many tasks you have, how long they are, as well as at times learning to delegate when necessary. Delegation is key. I love to use the Eisenhower matrix to help really separate and be able to visually see for myself what's important and urgent, what's not, and everything in between. Because when we don't do that, I think a lot of times everything gets put under the urgent and important column, and that's not necessarily the case. As well as if you are a parent, being able to teach your kids the difference between what's urgent and important. I think so many times everything that comes up can feel that way, and learning to be able to recognize the difference, take a step back and see the options, and being able to manage things so that there's more than one way can help teach our family as well how to take that stress off for themselves as well. And then, like I said, as part of that planning, self-care is absolutely essential. And unfortunately, if it's not put on the calendar, it can often be overlooked or just left to chance as far as, if there's time available. But that's not always the case. If we don't make the time, we don't make the time. We don't have that time available for it. So I really want you to plan into your day that self-care part so that there's no chance that it doesn't happen. I always say it's an investment in your well-being and productivity, which, can look so many different ways. This can include, getting together with your girlfriends, taking some quiet time to practice mindfulness, going for a walk. Just doesn't always have to be calming and relaxing. It can be activities that recharge your energy, so sometimes when you feel like you're not motivated, going for a walk, doing something physical, connecting with that friend that lights your fire and makes you feel good about yourself. These are just some of the many options that you can choose from. The next aspect I want to talk about is having a positive mindset. And a lot of times things aren't always going to be positive, and I'm not talking about that toxic positivity either, but being able to kind of, when you're in the face of challenges, and working and entrepreneurship and parenting absolutely come with their fair share of challenges, but with the right mindset, that growth mindset, you're going to be able to learn to approach those obstacles with resilience and grace, being able to kind of transform those moments into stepping stones towards reaching your goals, towards learning, towards up-leveling to that next place, rather than staying stuck where you are. And part of developing that growth mindset is going to start with reframing some of the negative thoughts and perspectives that you start to see creeping into something more possible or positive. And so again, it's not about just believing everything's great, everything's fine, when that's not the case. Absolutely acknowledge how you're feeling, acknowledge how things are going, but then embracing the ability to learn and bounce back from these things. And this can be as simple as turning our have to moments into I get to moments. I have to drive the kids to practice can turn into I get to drive my kids to practice, which not only means you get to spend some time with your kids, maybe have a conversation in the car, sing along to a fun song, but also even then when you get to drop them off, you actually can get some time for yourself. And I talk about in a previous episode about finding those bonus moments in your day, those free spaces that maybe we don't always think of or appreciate. As well as another way might be just adding the word yet. I'm not a great cook yet. I don't know how to help my kids with their homework yet. I'm not a great golfer yet. Finding the word yet can help you continue to grow and learn and see possibility. And the last part is surrounding yourself with a supportive community can also make a really significant difference in maintaining that more positive mindset. They say you become most like the 5 people you spend time with. And so to really look at who are your people, who are the ones that are around you? Are they part of your commiseration crew, kind of staying in that negative place, complaining, or looking at the downside or that type of thing? Or are they helping to lift you up, helping you to see different, even helping to take things off your plate where you support each other in that swapping and collaborative way? Our connections become our lifelines so many times. And for me, building meaningful relationships, first with other parents when my kids were younger, and now fellow entrepreneurs and like-minded individuals, has really provided invaluable support, advice, and encouragement. And so it can involve sometimes stepping outside of your comfort zone, whether you're finding a group online or in person, or maybe just finding that one other person. It doesn't always have to be a large group. Finding a couple of people that you feel comfortable with who are going to help support you, who really understand your journey and can offer those insights and solutions can really make a huge difference, as well as just provide a safety net during some challenging times, as well as that cheerleading squad during your successes. Being able to tap into that emotional support, that practical advice, those tips, those tricks, that how-to, and just feeling that sense of belonging can make a huge difference in your confidence, reducing your stress, and just enhancing your overall well-being. And I know it's not always easy to find, but if this sounds like something you want in your life, then I'm also really excited to share with you a new support group I'm going to be running for mom entrepreneurs looking to strengthen their connections, foster collaborations, and build that support network. As part of this group, you're not only going to learn some great actionable strategies that are realistic and applicable in your day-to-day hectic life, from some time management tips, integrating self-care as a priority, but you're also going to gain insights and techniques that are going to resonate with those real life challenges of balancing business and family, not just from me, but from other women who are in that same place as you, and to get that true support and connection and to find your people. And it's most of all, what I love about this group is, like I said, it's not only give you the tools and strategies you need, but going to surround you with like-minded individuals who are understanding what you're going through, who support you and cheer you on every step of the way as you guys learn to thrive together, both in business and parenthood. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, want to get some more information, I'm putting the link to get all the details in the show notes below. It's also on my website, my link in bio on Instagram, or even just send me a DM and I can shoot that over, as well as answer any questions that you might have. Because I want you to remember, you're not alone in this journey. Collaboration and support can be game changers. And so to prioritize your self-care, cultivate that positive growth mindset, and surround yourself with a supportive community. Together, we're going to be able to achieve balance, fulfillment, and success in both business and parenthood. So thank you so much for joining me today in this micro moment. Let me know if you have any questions, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thanks so much again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know any questions or comments that you have. Also, if you can please leave an Apple 5-star review so that this episode can be shared with more women. There's 2 quotes that I love. Alone we may be strong, but together we are stronger, as well as when women support each other, incredible things happen. So let's be stronger and incredible together, as well as maybe just have some fun along the way. Thanks so much and talk to you soon. Bye.